Okay, Gemini. So I'm having technical difficulties, clearly. I started to do your reading. I only pulled one card. I will attach that video. It literally was just the beginning showing that I pulled this card. The end of a tough cycle approaches, full moon in Capricorn. I had to pause it because I needed to let my dog in. I don't know why my unpausing doesn't work. It literally stops the video. So I don't know, maybe that has something to do with your situation. You're like trying to hit a restart button, maybe like you had put a pause on a certain place, person, situation, and now you want to unpause it, but you can't stop where you left off. You have to start over. So that might be what the message is here. So anyway, I will link the beginning video showing that I pulled this card and then I was literally pausing to let my dog in. Just so you know that I didn't like hand pick this card for you, okay? So we'll go from there. Good thing that it was just the beginning. So anyway, there you have it. Gemini, you or your person may want to wish they could just unpause and start off right where you left off, and that's not happening. You've had to start over. Maybe you've had to look at a few things, within yourself or your person in themselves. But anyway, a tough cycle is going to end. All right. So that's the good news. But obviously, just seeing what I dealt with, maybe you were dealing with something similar. I don't know. So let's see what the situation is for you, Gemini. In the meantime, I do need to figure out why my pause button is not working, because that's no bueno. I can't have that. So, but we'll take it. We'll take that story here for this reading because it might have something to do with it, Some things you can unpause and some things you just can't. Crushed, sad, broken, feeling alone. That poor old bicycle sitting there with no wheels. Verge, about to confess. Drastic, extreme, harsh cutoff. All right, so Gemini, I feel like someone wants to come in and talk to you, and they want to explain why they just kind of like cut you off and disappeared on you. This is what I'm getting here. All right. They know that they hurt you. They get it. And that's why they feel that they need to come in and explain why they just kind of ghosted, up, gone, disappeared. And, again, this is an emotional time. And so this is obviously an emotional situation that needs to be dealt with. And maybe for a while it wasn't dealt with. Somebody was avoiding this conversation. They weren't having it. There was literally probably no communication. Let's see. Tell us about drastic with Gemini. Tell us about drastic. Renewal. Sorry. Spark, renewal. No, twin flame. Strong soul tie. Very, very strong spiritual connection. Well, this is going to be interesting. Separation. Separation. All right, Gemini. So clearly the harsh cutoff between you and possibly a twin flame, a divine connection, a very strong connection, a very magnetic attraction. There was a harsh, gone, cut off. Somebody abandoned the other person. And when they did that, they realized that it wasn't truly what they wanted, if that makes sense, okay? They didn't understand that this is a connection that they wanted until after they had already cut it off and left, because they probably didn't realize what actual kind of connection this actually was or is. A connection like this is not one that you will forget. You can go off, you can live your life, you can go, have fun, you can date other people. Hell, you can even go get married, right? You can go do whatever you want. You are never going to forget this person. They are in your life for a reason. They're there to help you grow. They're there to help you get through your shadow side, your fears. And this person is realizing, being separated now, it's dawning on them that, they'd like to have, a fresh start. And in a situation like this, depending on what the true break was about, if it was that drastic, if it was that harsh, no, you can't hit the pause button like I did to let my dog in. You can't hit that pause button. You have to stop and you have to start over, all right? Because you have to learn what it was that made you not want to be with your twin flame at that time. Why did you do that cutoff? There's a reason. There's something you're running from, right? So tell us about Verge. Yeah. Yep, somebody walked away and they were like, yeah, moving on. I don't need this. Blah, blah, blah. So they didn't have you around. Then you occupied space in their head. So, truthfully, they're not able to cut you off like they want to. It doesn't work like that. Good luck to you, though. Good luck to you. North Node. Okay. All right. So, this person needs to get uncomfortable, all right, in order to come in and explain that they actually would like to have a do-over with you. They need to get into their North Node sign, which could possibly be Cancer, right? Because since we are the full moon in Cancer coming up on the 17th, this is a time where, maybe this person doesn't always function from an emotional standpoint. Their day-to-day could be, more earthly. They could focus more on their earth sign and just not be as emotional and be able to open up. Summer, this is a timing card. So this is taking place, obviously, in the summer, which we are in, and this could be starting in the new moon in Cancer, which is coming up July 17th. So there could be some interaction, some conversation, text message, something coming in that will start, during the summertime, which is what we're in now. Now, some of you, this could be next summer. Time is fluid, right? It doesn't, necessarily mean that everybody is going to be at this time. But Some of you could be next summer, and this is just the beginning of, you know, the journey of healing, right? Twin flame journeys are tough. They take a while. You know, you kind of come in, you go out, you come in, you go out, you know, and it's, can you come in and can you balance and stay, right? That's the tough part. I feel like we do have, you know, we have a couple that are probably in the works now of that coming back together again. I don't know how many numbers this has been. I don't know. Maybe I'll try and find out. But this is time to come back again. All right. And it's time to try and see if you can make it work. Hopefully you both have done some healing. Tell us about crushed. Tell us about crushed. Yeah. Tell us about crushed. Although, you know, with end of a tough cycle approaches, this could be very well the time that you two come together and actually make it work this time. I don't know how many times you tried before, but this could actually be a successful one. Tower. Ah, okay. Remember. So when you were crushed over this person kind of cutting you off and just leaving, with no emotion, not really telling you anything, not giving you any explanation, just kind of walking away, going off and separating and doing whatever it is they've been doing for how long. I feel like it's been a little bit. This isn't like a couple weeks or a couple months. I feel like this has been a little bit that you two have actually been apart, but it has triggered, you know, a tower, and towers aren't always bad. Towers are meant to help, basically give us a kick in the ass. Every once in a while, you need a kick in the ass to, you know, stop being lazy, get yourself where you need to be, focus on your goals, focus on your shadow work on you. Everybody needs to work on themselves. It doesn't matter who you are or what stage of the healing process you're in. We all continue to work on ourselves, and we all still continue to fall off the bandwagon from time to time. And if they tell you they don't, they're full of shit, okay? I'm just going to leave it like it is. It's full of shit. We all do. We all fall off the wagon. The difference is, don't stay off that wagon long. Know what you did and try not to do it again, right? Keep telling yourself to improve with whatever, you know, is making you fall off the wagon. But back to this. So a tower moment happened, okay? It made somebody uncomfortable, and they started to learn how to work through the pain of being separated from their twin flame, right? If you've come together with a twin flame, a divine soul counterpart, whatever it is you believe in, I know everybody believes in their different things and they can believe in what they want. But when you have a divine counterpart that you've been with, that you've met, and you separate, that is very triggering. And it makes you realize there are things you need to work on. That's how this type of a connection comes together, is they realize what it is that they do wrong, what it is that they fear. As long as they recognize it and at least attempt to start working on it, that's when you two can actually come together and have an agreement on working with each other as you go forward. So let's see if we can get more on what the actual problem is. Spirit, tell us, what is the actual What are the actual issues between these two divine counterparts? What is it that these two actually need to work on? What is the main issue between these two? Tell us, what is the main issue between these two? And you could also be dealing with a Scorpio. You could have Scorpio in your chart. What is really the issue between these two? Seven of Wands. Ace of Wands. One of the parties did not want to overcome their challenges and have a new start. They basically withheld. They kept withholding. So every time you two would come together, it was only like a brief encounter, and then boom, you would separate again for a longer period. So it seemed like as time went on, you would see each other less frequently. Is what I'm gathering. And the time apart that you didn't see each other, that time was growing more and more. So every time you come together and hang out, do your thing, then all of a sudden you two would split apart, and it would be for 5 months this time, and then you'd come together after 5 months, and then you'd separate, and it would be like 7 months, right? So it kept extending. So the longer it extended, the more you both actually were forced to work on yourselves, because you were not so intensely in each other's energies, right? Because you were not healed enough to be able to be in each other's presence with each other's energies. Eight of Swords. Yeah, it's just a lot of mental. And Gemini, that's probably you, because I get it. I have Gemini moon and I have Gemini rising. So sometimes you've got devil and angel sitting on your shoulder. One's yapping in your ear, the other one's yapping in your ear, and you get caught in between making a decision. So it could be you're caught between, do I really want to start this again because of the past breaks? Maybe this person is considered the avoidant, a runner, avoidant, however you want to call it, who would come together for a brief encounter with you to see you, and then boom, be out of your life and gone, which was very hurtful. It crushed you every time it happened. And now you're stuck in your head, because you're like, well, if this person really wants to overcome the challenges and have a new start, am I mentally prepared to make that decision going forward? Because maybe you've been hurt a little too much, And so that's kind of like what the issue is between you two, is, each time this person would, take time away from you, it was more time you learned to be on your own and feel comfortable on your own. What is the outcome for this situation? Give us what the possible outcome is for this situation. And remember, it's free will. This is just, tarot is just telling you what are your options, what is the possibility that could happen. Anything could switch at any time, but this is, just to let you know what could actually happened. What is the energy now, right? Where's the energy heading now, so to speak? What's the outcome here for these two? King of Wands. King of Pentacles. Well, we're okay. We're matching, we're mirroring each other in different ways, right? But you're mirroring each other because you have two kings. One's the Wands and one's the Pentacles. So you're a match as far as the level, right? The level of maturity, possibly, you know, age group. You guys are mirroring each other in, so basically this is saying this could be an opportunity for you two to actually come together and actually work on this connection because you're at the same level, king for king. Now, one's Wands and one's Pentacle, one's, likes to work on the stability. One's just, they're more passionate, they're visionary. They are, very creative. And so if you can put the two together to work together, that makes a fantastic team because, you can't have a team where everybody has the same skills. You're not going to get anywhere because everybody's going to be working on the same damn thing, right? You can't, you just can't have a team doing the same things. You both have to kind of have your, what am I trying to say? The things that you're good at, right? And that's what creates the balance. You're supposed to balance. They always say opposites attract. Okay, but here's an analogy. Opposites attract. And how many times do you always see couples where one person is the social butterfly? Like they'll go off, they'll start a conversation, they'll talk to anybody. And then you have the one who just kind of sits back and just analyzes and watches, right? And people always say it's just odd to see those two together because one's so chatty and one's not. But that's because they're opposite. They balance each other. They help each other, right? One helps, keep the socialization going, whether it's between the two of them or if it's in a group setting, meeting new friends, going to new places, helping keep one from being shy. Where the other one probably is more grounded and more observant and probably, helps the other person be a little bit more cautious about who you're opening up to when you're out, right? You don't want to go out to a bar and, tell the guy next to you on the stool next to you after you've had, a few drinks in you. You don't want to tell him your whole life story because you don't know who that person is. You don't know what they're going to do with your information. So you see what I'm saying, where it's like you two need to balance each other out. But right now you are king for king. So you are leveled up, okay? But you both are probably in your masculine energy right now as well. So one probably, needs to work on being a little more feminine as well, is kind of what I'm getting. I'm not saying, it's kind of like you both need to still learn to be in your masculine energy as well as your feminine energy, right? Masculine energy knows when to, be closed off, when to be conservative, when to be careful who you talk to, the decisions you make. And the other one is, emotional, empathetic, opening up. You want that healthy balance. You don't want to be too closed off, but then you don't want to be too open either, right? Both of them can get you in trouble. So, you're a match for match. That's a good thing. So this could actually be a possible run for you two. Let's pull from this deck. And then we'll wrap this one up. Because it looks like you two, you know, there's going to be another round coming up here in the new moon in Cancer for some of you. Like I said, it's around July 17th, so there could be a connection. And here's the thing. Y'all going to be able to get, is one going to be able to get out of their head and not worry and make a decision to try this? Cassette. Yeah, see, you're stuck worried about, you know, things replaying over and over like it did in the past, right? I get that, you know. This person could have been in and out how many times? I mean, I'm sure I get it. You're going to be a little shy. But, you know, the end of a tough cycle approaches. So, you know, go slow, right? Go slow. The Phoenix, right? Rekindle, renew, transformation, growth. You know, have a change of mind. Give it a try, because now I'm not saying jump all in and just be like, okay, this is great. Let's buy a house together. Let's get married tomorrow. No, I'm not saying all that. No. This is two people actually genuinely coming together and picking this relationship, while you're able to work on yourselves separately and together at the same time. This is just the beginning phase. This is the start. Are you able to? Because, you know, you clearly never had a start with this person. You two are probably always completely different levels. Talking. Yeah, well, it's time to call, text, reach out, email. You know, it's time to have that talk. You know, I know you're scared. I know you're in your head, because that's a Gemini thing. I get it. It happens to me all the time. Sometimes I struggle with making decisions. And how I make my decisions is if I keep coming back to it, or if I keep thinking about it, I want it. You know, I've just learned over the years how to, you know, deal with my Gemini traits with the twins, you know, when they're not in, you know, alignment and in correct vibration. You know, I may not be as quick to make decisions on a lot of things. I know I do it my full-time job because I have to. I can do it. But when it comes to my personal life, I do take a longer time, because it's more of an emotional attachment to a person for me than it would be, say, for, you know, a job, right? So I'm more comfortable, you know, at my day-to-day job making decisions. You know, sometimes I might go a little slower, ask other people's opinions, but for the most part, you know, I can make a decision. But personal life, I have to keep thinking about it. I have to keep looking at it. I have to keep thinking about it. And if I do, I want it. So you're going to have to just start out with a conversation, Gemini, is what it looks like. But I mean, you can't beat the fact that you two are leveled up. You're on the same level. Now, let's get a move on and see if we can't get this working. You know, there's no guarantee on anything in life, but it does look like you two have gone around enough times to where, you know, you're finally leveling up to king status, and that's both of you, which is nice. That's a nice thing. So, and remember, it's the end of a tough cycle, okay? Maybe you two have already been doing your tough shadow work, and it's time to actually make a go at it, all right? So I hope this was helpful to somebody. Please hit the like button, share, subscribe, grow the channel. Again, there will be certain signs. If I don't get a lot of views, I will not be doing full length videos. I will still do the shorts for all 12 signs regardless, because those are quick. I think people enjoy those, and it's not a whole lot of my energy. But I will not put energy into long full length videos for anybody who isn't getting anything out of it, or isn't able, if it's not able to reach a further audience. You know, algorithms are very funny on YouTube. So if I can't get you to like it and share and subscribe and all that good stuff, then it won't grow these videos for these certain signs. And I'll have to just kind of like pull my energy back for a little while and then maybe get into it, you know, at a later date, unless I get some feedback. All right. Much love and light. I will talk to you soon. Bye, Gemini.